All right, Magnolia Hoops here. Coach Shauf, the coach at Grace Baptist Academy. Coach, want to try to introduce the state of Mississippi to Grace Baptist. Have a lot of people asking, who are these guys? What are these guys? What are they doing here? What is Grace Baptist?
Well, Grace Baptist is it's a private prep school that we have down on the coast in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. We started out as just basically your basic church school, and we've kind of grown and really have a lot of support around our church community and our community in general of just being supportive of the basketball program that grows. We actually just started our I-20 program last year and really focused on bringing in kids, good talent level, good kids in general, good in the classroom, and really a strong work ethic. So what we do is we take a really small group, so we make sure that we are doing our fiduciary duty to all of these guys, of taking care of them, making sure they've got what they need. Moving forward as a program, we want to make sure that they are getting all the books that they need, and really promoting our guys in the state of Mississippi too. Absolutely.
Okay, Coach Mike Carson laid the foundation for you. Did a great job getting it kicked off, getting it started. You're coming in, taking over the program for him as he went on to Indiana. What about you? What about your background?
My background is I actually grew up in the state of Tennessee. I know I have several people that I stay in contact with there in the coaching world, and I went to school, started out at MTSU, kind of moved forward, eventually landed in Texas, got a head coaching job in the private world, and kind of bounced around as I just kind of moved with family and everything for various reasons. And we wanted to, as a family, get to a spot where we could really grow as a program in this profession to really grow as our family. And so we decided that really to take an assistant job. I'd been an assistant at Dyersburg High School in West Tennessee under my old head coach, Brian Brown. And since then, I came back last year, was signed on as an associate head coach and head coach in waiting. And we were planning on this process happening. We just didn't know it was going to happen so fast. So basically, it was from all the way through Texas. It was Dallas to Corpus Christi to San Antonio to Houston, and eventually to here. And here is really where we felt like we were called to be, where we really belong, where we feel like we could grow. And that's why we are where we are. That's why we do what we do. We really promote our guys, and we're trying to do the right thing. Absolutely.
Okay, as far as you guys being on the coast and across the state of Mississippi, I get the questions. They're not trying to steal my kids, are they? I know most of your guys, you mentioned the international, the I-20 program, right. Trying to build your program with mostly international kids, giving them an opportunity to come to the States, learn the game of basketball, develop the game of basketball to try to eventually make it into college.
Right.
Kind of touch on that about as far as the players that you're recruiting, that you're, as far as the international guys you're bringing over.
Well, we are looking for high character guys. First off, we want the support of our community, whether it be church or outside in the community. We want to bring in quality guys. They need to be able to handle their business in the classroom. They need to be able to perform on the floor. They need to be good kids. And something that we've kind of moved toward is that international level where we've made some contacts and we brought over some kids that are really special in their own rights. They come from all over the planet. We've got guys from Australia, Canada, Rwanda, Ethiopia, you name it. It's kind of everywhere. This year we don't have any European kids, but overall we bring them from everywhere, just where they're successful, and give them an opportunity here in the States. Because just as an example, one of our kids I spoke to when he first got here a year ago, and I'll introduce him here in a minute, is Clavins Alvarez. And he is somebody that wants to play college basketball. He's very passionate about the game. If he doesn't make it in basketball playing, he's going to make it as a coach. Like, he's that type. He loves it. He's passionate about it. So what they don't have in Australia is any sort of college basketball. And so in order to get a degree and still play his way through and possibly pay for his education, he needs basketball. So he was somebody that we brought in last year, a great kid, really done a good job for us. But it's been just situations like that. Maybe there's not a lot in their home country that they have to offer. They want to get to the States and, you know, possibly play college basketball and then move on to a professional career somewhere. So we're trying to help with that. We've had several kids this past year. 4 of our 5 seniors are all playing college ball next year at various levels. So we're not being snobs about which level they need to go to. We're going to place them in the place that they need to be, and that's something that we want to make sure that we do.
You know, with that being said, you know, you touched on the international talent. You know, that's kind of, you know, I'm sure you wouldn't turn down a great Mississippi kid
Right.
if he showed up, but
Right.
it is not your objective to go around.
No.
You have an influx of talent to pick from the
Absolutely.
world.
Absolutely.
You don't have to pick certain counties, you know.
Right.
So, you know, with that being said, you know, you mentioned just then the kids going to college, your kids from last year. You know, can you mention what you do for your kids to promote them and get them to the next level?
Well, I mean, it's kind of an old adage of just really promoting them to specific schools that you see fit. But it's also the fact that we really do a lot with social media. We really try to promote our guys. We also, not just social media of saying, hey, this guy can play. We'll actually have film. Every game that these guys play, we'll have film. And we use that to promote. I get as much counsel as I can from yourself, from other people that are in the scout world, that, hey, where do they belong? Because we don't want to overshoot and say, you know, hey, coach, we've got players that can fit at your level, and they don't, because that takes away from our credibility. Not just me, Coach Shauf, but us as a program at Grace Baptist. So we're making sure that we do things the right way, and we're not trying to go after Mississippi kids. If somebody landed in our laps, that's one thing, but that's not something that we try to do.
Over the summer, you know, I saw continuous visits. How many different schools? You know, can you name some of the schools and what levels that you visited over summer that you took kids to?
Sure. We had a small group in for summer. We had 7 of our varsity guys that came in and played at the Union University camp. So that really counts as one because we played in front of their staff. But after that, right before our Canadian contingent went back home, we ended up going to University of South Alabama. Great staff out there. Coach Ritchie, Coach Morgan, they do a great job out there. Of course, we've also been to Spring Hill, that's right down the road in Mobile, and we've been to William Carey University. Of course, we came here to Ole Miss and got them involved in the camp here. So we really try and touch on these places, and again, that's like you said, that's part of what we try to do for our guys is really put their names out there, make sure, of course, they're developing. But on top of that, really making sure that they get the right fit for them.
And how many guys did you place last year?
Last year, we were 4 out of our 5 seniors were placed.
4 out of 5 seniors
Yeah.
placed, and I'm sure you took numerous amounts of visits last year
We
with
did.
them kids all across the country,
Yeah,
pretty much.
we did. We went as far as Boston, Massachusetts, to get up to try to get our kids kind of in a lower level school. But actually, me and my family drove them all the way up there. You know, got several visits in on that because we kind of made a loop. We've been, of course, down the road to Louisiana. We've had guys. We have 2 that signed at William Penn University, thinking of Texas, up in Iowa, and so they went up there. And then we have a kid that signed at Pensacola State over in Florida. So, yeah, it's basically been all Eastern schools that we've done this past year. That's who was looking and got hooked up with us, so that's where they went. And fortunately, we had pretty good success rate.
And also, Grace Baptist is primarily a basketball school.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say that. You know, it's if you go to a public school, you go to academy school, they got all the different sports to
Right.
play. You know, if you come to Grace, you're pretty much dedicated to the game of basketball.
Yeah,
You have morning workouts, night workouts. You get the workout year round. training, you have to have the passion to play
Right.
at the next level of basketball
Absolutely.
to be there. So that's kind of what you're looking for in your kids, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. We went throughout the summer. Like I said, we went to team camp. We, in a way, kind of gave our kids the month of July off, but we gave them sort of the things, even when they went back, here are the things you need to work on. Here's what you need to really concentrate on, just the month of July. And then we get back in, guys are starting to filter in now. We'll be picking up a kid at the airport tomorrow. We'll have another kid in the next 2 or 3 days. So they'll start to trickle in, and we've already had our first practice, so to speak, but it was more of a fundamental type atmosphere, just making sure we are all starting fresh from the same spot, build it up, do it the right way. So we do that, and then we'll end, February 23rd will be our state league meet, and that's actually in Texas. If we get invited to anything else, then we'll look at it when that comes up, and the likelihood is we would venture doing that. After that, though, you start really hitting hard any sort of visits that the guys are taking or anything like that. So it's year round. We don't stop. They graduate May 24th, I believe, this year, and in June we'll be practicing, getting ready for team camp again next year. So it just go.
You just touched on your schedule there. That's my next question. You guys have just been recently announced to the prestigious Lighthouse Classic in Corinth at Thanksgiving. Where do you guys play? Who do you play?
Right. So we'll play really all over the Eastern Seaboard and all the way into Texas. Since we are members of the Texas Christian Athletic League, we'll play our league games in just 2 different showcase events in Dallas and Houston next year, and then our league championship in San Antonio. So we kind of hit the 3 major cities that we need to in Texas, and then we'll spend some time. We'll go to Jacksonville. We'll go to Tampa. So we'll hit a couple spots in Florida. We'll also go up to Tennessee. We're playing in Laverne at their Thanksgiving showcase that we're actually going to be matched up against Riverdale. Really, strong program, and then a couple of schools, I believe, from Alabama. We'll go up to Huntington Prep this year to play there in West Virginia, and as well as kind of a preseason deal that we're playing at Weston Christian in I think it's Allen City, Kentucky is the name of the city. So we're kind of everywhere, and there's a purpose for that we actually have guys that have the opportunity. If they have coaches that like them, you can see them in person. We're almost coming to you. There are a lot of schools that travel, especially at Division I level, but those kids that are Division II level or NAI level that need to be seen by a coach that's seen film, then chances are we're probably getting pretty close to you. So we play a little bit of everybody. We'll play, in the past, we have played junior colleges. We will not do that this year. We'll be playing against prep schools, public schools, private schools, post-grads. We do have a couple of those that we'll play. So we're kind of everywhere, all over the map. Skill level typically is going to be pretty high, whichever game that we're involved in, especially with our national team. Now with our B team, you're talking about more small, private, church-type schools. So yeah, we're kind of everywhere as far as that goes.
For the local people that want to come see Grace Baptist play, hopefully this will intrigue some people to come watch you guys play some home games.
Be nice.
I know you don't have many home games pretty much scheduled because you do travel so much. It's a traveling organization, traveling school.
We do.
What about your home games when you have one?
What you mean as far as when?
Where and
where?
what's the location?
Okay, so the location of the school is where we have it, and our school is all one big building. The gym is inside the school, and it's 3707 Bienville Boulevard in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. So we got a beautiful spot right down on the coast. You got beaches right there in Biloxi. Great. I mean, I'm not going to be mean to the rest of Mississippi, but I will tell you it's the best places to eat in all of Mississippi are down there. So that's where we play, and we'll see. I think we have this year. I think we have 4 or 5 Friday night home games scheduled. So we kind of cleared the schedule to make sure that we're really given the opportunity, like you said, to anybody local or anybody who wants to travel and come. Friday night, we'll have things going on, and that'll start We're starting off in the Bay Springs, Bay Springs Jamboree. I believe it's October 26th, and we'll go from October 26th all the way to February 23rd, and we'll kind of be, off and on two times a month or something, 3 times a month. You'll be able to get into our gym and check us out.
Okay, as far as the fans, if they're intrigued to come watch you guys play, what kind of style, what can they expect to watch when they come watch Grace Baptist?
Well, it's really, it depends on year to year. This year specifically, I'll say we've got a really long bunch. We've got 7 foot, we've got 6'8", a couple of 6'6" guys that'll be on our national team. That are pretty interchangeable as far as position goes. So style of play, it's probably going to be a pretty fast-paced game, but it's not going to be breakneck speed. We've got a lot of length, to our strengths. Hopefully a lot of tip balls, get out of transition, play in transition most of the game. And if we have it that way, we'll take it. But we're not a slow down type of team. We try to keep in mind that these guys are going to be playing college basketball. They're going to have a shot clock. Whether or not we have one, we're going to play kind of like we have one. So we're going to keep it moving. In the past, my teams have always been a really good screening team, a really good ball handling team, and this year shouldn't be any different.
Okay, for the local folks down there on the coast, you mentioned the height and everything. You're I'm sure you're welcome to any local fans, any local schools that want to come in and watch. Just come in and watch you guys play. Maybe you could learn from them, they could learn from you. Have a great partnership with the local schools there. At this time, do you want to introduce some of your players to us? If you don't care,
I'll go ahead and get you guys in line. Come on in.
Let's do one at a time, and we'll introduce the name, the class, height, and position, and where they're from.
Okay, so first up is Clavence Alvarez. Clav is from Australia, and he's a 6'2" point guard sophomore, so class of 2022, and we project him to be in our rotation this year.
Okay.
All right. Next. This is Spud Lewis. He is, how tall are you? 5'9"? I'm 5'9". He's 9. All right. Jaden is his name. His nickname's Spud, but he's from Canada, Toronto, and he plays a point guard for us. Also a class of 22 guy, and he's going to be kind of a guy, transition guy from a B team to an A team situation. So Jaden came in with us, a really exciting player, and we're excited to have him. All right.
Okay. Next.
Rawlings. All right, this is Gonzo Rawlings. He is a 6'8" center from Rwanda. He's going to be playing basically on our B team this year, and he's actually a freshman this year. So, yeah, that's Rawlings.
All right,
come on in. All right, so one of our other Canadians here, strong leadership qualities. We really like him, excited about him. This is Felix Moore. He is a 6'1" senior from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. All right. Come on in. And last but not least, we have Emil Kazaneza. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure I get that name right. So he today measured out about 6'7", and he is a senior for us. Emil's kind of our spotlight guy today. He participated in the Ole Miss Elite Camp along with Felix and did really well. Actually, he's on a FIBA team with Rwanda, his home country. So Emil's here to get a college scholarship. So that's what we're working on. All right.
Okay, and I believe we got one more.
Yeah, got one more coming. Come on, Bull.
I might have to actually adjust the camera for this one.
Yeah. So here's our 7-footer. This is Nyundeng Bull. Got it. Okay, so Bull comes to us. He says from Ethiopia, so we're going to say Ethiopia. Originally, he migrated to Ethiopia, and he came with us. He transferred in to us mid-season last year, just right around the semester, and And so he is a junior, 7-foot junior, and of course he's a center for us. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Cool.
Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you.
That's the guys you have with you currently right now. You know, you have several other guys that wasn't able to make the trip that are
We do.
still on campus
We do.
or in town.
Right.
And then you mentioned also other ones that's coming on,
Right.
you know, flights and stuff that are still making their way
Right,
in.
right.
You know, what kind of projections as far as the guys that are coming? I know you can't divulge on maybe who they are or exactly what you have in your back pocket right now,
Right.
but I'm pretty sure you got some secrets and surprises for all of us.
We do. We've got a guy that we're really excited about. I will tell you, he's from Australia. 6'6", just can jump out of the gym. He's a really exciting player. I cannot tell you, it was just absolute divine providence that he ended up here, because he would have had the opportunity to play just about anywhere he wanted to. So we're really excited to have him. A lot of length that he comes with, just extremely athletic. We also have another kid coming that's going to be a transfer in for us, actually another Canadian kid, and we're really excited about him too. Both guys that we're talking about are seniors. They're both 6'6", they're both wings, and they can flat out play piano basketball. So we're really excited about them. And then, of course, we do have somebody that's flying in now that's been delayed and canceled by weather, trying to fly in through Charlotte. So eventually we're going to get him here, and that's really for right now. That's what we got, and we have one more spot available that we're probably going to fill here pretty soon, and kind of get things rolling.
Okay, Coach. We're about to wrap it up here. Go with you on, you know, final thoughts, final messages for the state of Mississippi, for the Gulf Coast region, which includes, you know, Mobile, New Orleans, the whole
Right.
surrounding area. You know, any final thoughts for the rest of the state and the surrounding area that you want to relay to everybody?
Right. Well, we're Grace Baptist Academy. We are trying to make us really the premier place to be for really college prep basketball in our area. You know, we are a group that I'm telling you, we will play hard. We will play disciplined. We'll have good kids, and we really, really just aim to push our guys the right way. And that's what we're planning on doing. And hopefully people will jump on board with that.
Thanks, Coach.